Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. After another very insightful panel discussion, I have with me a very interesting case study. Now, Retailo has been one of the most successful startups in fintech. And joining us today to be presenting this case study is Mr. Nasiruddin Khalid, who's the product director, and Mr. Siptain Naqvi. So, Mr. Nasiruddin Khalid, sir, the floor is yours the next 15 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you. So let me just talk about Retailo overall, right? And what we're doing essentially. So we are an e-commerce and as well as a fintech business, right? And we have great ambitions on growing on the fintech side as well. So let me just talk about the region first, right? And a bit about how we got into the space and why we got into the space as well, and then exactly what we're doing. So, as you know, this region in which we're operating in, MENAP, right? This is a region of 700 million people, and they consume half $500 billion worth of goods and services annually, and out of this, around 50% is consumed through community stores, right? And these community stores are essentially our customers, and there are 10 million of these community stores across the entire MENA and Pakistan region. So this segment of community stores is actually, in fact, a very, very beautiful segment. Anyone who's listening in can possibly relate to them. I myself have, of course, bought things from these community stores. They are there across the entire region, right? And essentially, there's everyone will have their own sort of memories with community stores as well. For example, I remember that when I was a kid in school, I used to go to a store in the neighborhood after college, and take some pocket money from my parents and maybe buy some soft drink or some chips. And that's one thing I definitely remember doing almost on a regular basis. And there used to be that sense of community within those stores as well, because we would either go there for some basic groceries as well, or some snacks every week, or sometimes every day. And the shopkeeper would know you, the shopkeeper would know your parents as well. And based on that, sometimes you might even just go there and say, hey, I don't have cash on me, let me just bring it the next day. And the shopkeeper would be like, fine, I'll just put you on credit, right? So don't worry about that. So there's this personal relationship that customers and these community stores develop with each other, right? Which is again very, very beautiful. So so this segment, though, has been operating for the same way for the past many decades now. And then with the advent of technology, bigger players have come in the form of modern trade, and they're very, very big examples of huge brands that have come into that category. And then, of course, quick commerce, which is now again coming in as a competition to these community stores, right? So with these categories, new categories coming in, the way that these stores have been operating for the past decades, which was super manual, they go and procure their inventory from wholesalers. They don't have access to credit. They don't have a lot of technology to manage their finances, etc. So, versus these other modern trade stores or quick commerce stores, these dark stores, right, where all of this big technology is there. I think this is where we saw that there's this huge segment across the entire region that we can enable with new technology, and also distributed technology that they can leverage to essentially compete with modern trade, compete with quick commerce, and then also drive profitability. So that's essentially where Retailo came in, and this is essentially what we did in the past 1.5 years as well. So alhamdulillah, right now we are operating in 12 cities across 3 countries, and it's going quite well. Last year, a lot of our focus was on the ops side of the business, and solving operational problems with technology, and solving procurement problems for these retailers with technology. And now this year, 2020, is all about financial inclusion for us. These retailers have big problems with getting access to credit, which essentially is very, very core to improving profitability. And of course, which their competition, modern trade and quick commerce, they already have access to great credit lines, right? So for us, giving access to credit is super, super important in driving profitability for these retailers. Of course, that said, there are also different plays around financial inclusion, for example, like POS plays. So that's also something that we're looking at. In the last year, we ran some pilots across Pakistan as well as Saudi, and they yielded great results along the credit side. So based on that, we created our own product now, which essentially enables retailers to get access to credit through either our own books or even through different third parties, right? So because we have access to the retailers, and we can connect different third parties, whether there are non-banking financial institutions or different financial institutions, right, who want to lend to these retailers as well. So that's something that we're doing. In fact, in our pilots in Saudi and Pakistan, we were able to move a significant percentage of our overall GMV onto credit. And because of that, now, after building our own product, we have also partnered with a couple of big players in Pakistan already. We have partnered with Mizan Bank, which is, of course, the largest Islamic financing bank in the country. We have partnered with Muawin. We've integrated with them also, which is Muawin is basically an NBFI, a non-banking financial institution that provides credit services as well. So we are essentially creating a platform for different players across the value chain to get access to these retailers, and then, of course, drive a lot of value there. So our targets for this business are also quite monumental. We want to grow this 30x this year. And even in the pilots, I think, so from a metric standpoint, if I would give you one of the metrics that we closely track is non-performing loans. And alhamdulillah, across the past few thousand transactions that we've done, non-performing loans stand at less than 0.1%. So that's also another very, very good thing for us. So that's pretty much what we're doing. And one key thing for us here is that we understand the dynamics of this region, right? So we're a team that has operated in this region for a while across different markets as well. And one thing that is core to everyone, and it's core to our ethos as a company, and of course it's core to all of these retailers, is that all financial transactions that happen on our platform are Sharia compliant, they are Islamic. So this is how we're building all of the products as well. So we ensure that we meet all Sharia compliance guidelines as well whenever there is any financing product that is being created, right? So that is something that is core to us. So all of our technology is being built around Islamic financing completely. So this is basically what we've done, and what one story that really resonates with me and the entire team there, and because of which we continue to work as well, is of one particular retailer, and they're basically based in Karachi. Of course, I don't want to disclose any confidential information about their name, etc. But basically, we were able to give them credit, and this is a type of retailer, a very, very small store. You can imagine the type of store which essentially does not even have an aisle, right? So you cannot walk into it. It's just a small window, coca, if you will, right? With of course, this retailer is not even served by all distributors directly, right? So first of all, being able to serve such a retailer directly on their store, and then going to them with credit, which is something that they wouldn't usually get. If they were to get access to credit, they would go to a local loan shark and then get it at 80% APR and annualized percentage rate. So when we go to them with small APRs, and we give them access to credit, that really, really helps them. And for this particular retailer, for example, we started off with very, very small limits for them, and we're able to increase their limits 5x across 2 months. And now, of course, their profitability has more than doubled as well because of this. And recently, that retailer was also able to afford a new motorcycle because of this access to credit. So that's something that really puts a smile on my face and the entire team's face as well. So that's pretty much what we're doing on the fintech side. I also have certain designs that I can show you on how we're running this on our app. If I can get the screen sharing access. Right. I hope you guys can see the screen. So the way that we've enabled this experience is through multiple products, and one of the products is basically our customer side app. So this is basically a screenshot of our customer side app. So what we've done here is we've simply just allowed users to go through the entire KYC process, get onboarded. We built a product where that's something that we're not showing in this flow currently. I'm showing you the final output of it, but essentially what we've done is we've built the entire KYC flow on our application. So quick 1 minute sign up happens on our app. We've integrated with third parties for KYC as well. Once the KYC is approved, we allow users to see a limit that they can transact with, and then they go onto their app. They select whatever they want to choose, and then they go onto their payment selection page. Right, on their payment selection page, they can choose the preferred product that they want, whether they want to do it on an overnight basis, which is free, or they would want to pay back 14 days later, and then there's going to be certain extra charges on that, because we'll come to then later collect that amount, right? So in order to cover for that operational cost, etc., we'll have to get some extra charges. So that's how this entire process is structured. And on the back, we've built our own loan management system that tracks different loans. We have built a portal that allows users to manage different limits for different users. So basically, an entire banking type infrastructure, which essentially banks use to manage their loan products. So we built all of that in house, from credit scoring, KYC management, integrations with third parties, support tools, and of course our front-facing application, right? That allows users to manage all of their transactions as well, and of course, in order to have in order to ensure that all of these loans are Sharia compliant and they're Islamic, um, we also follow all rules of authentication on delivery. So at the time a transaction gets initiated, at the time the goods get delivered, that is when the loan actually gets triggered, which of course is the standard basis of Sharia compliance, right? That the receiver of the goods has seen and verified the goods, and then the loan gets initiated. So so that's the entire infrastructure that we've also built around this. So that pretty much sums up what we've done on the financial inclusion side. And of course, we have a lot more products that we're building. I think you'll have to stay tuned for those. And we'll be launching in other markets as well. So far, we've launched our credit product in Pakistan, and we're going live in Saudi as well now. So yeah, that's it from my side. Open to any questions, please. Thank you.